Country music star Eric Church made statements claiming that the NRA was responsible for the Las Vegas shooting massacre. Know your audience and know your facts before saying something so stupid. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. At the Route 91 festival in Las Vegas, Eric Church said, quote, "There are some things we can't stop, like the disgruntled kid who takes his dad's shotgun and walks into a high school, but we could have stopped the guy in Vegas. I blame the lobbyists, and the biggest in the gun world is the NRA. I don't care who you are. You shouldn't have that kind of power over elected official. To me, it's cut and dried. The gun show loophole would not exist if it weren't for the NRA. And at some point in time, if I was an NRA member, I would think I had more of a problem than the solution." Well, there is so much wrong with this statement, I'd barely know where to begin. But let's start here. How many NRA members have been one of these mass shooters? 0? However, there have been card-carrying NRA members who have rescued people from these such attacks. For example, Stephen Williford, who himself went out and risked his life to take down this deranged psychopath who was openly murdering people in the church. It was Stephen Williford that stopped the attack, not the police. Well, of course, mass shootings are so rare that this is really anecdotal evidence. So let's look at the masses. Let's look at the real data here. According to the CDC, in a population of over 300 million in the United States, about 30,000 people die from firearms each year. However, 60% of those are suicide, and 33% of those are homicides. However, 80% of the homicides are gang activity. Criminal activity. Which, of course, is tragic, but then you have to say compared to what if we're going to judge it on a macro scale like this? Well, 480,000 people die from smoking each year, including 41,000 people from secondhand smoke, people that aren't even smoking. And what about the defensive uses of firearms per year? Organizations like the NRA who fight for the rights of everyday law-abiding citizens to be able to defend themselves. How many people are saved like that each year? Well, according to the same CDC study, between about 500,000 and 3 million per year of defensive uses of firearms. Well, I would say a big thank you to the NRA making sure cities like Chicago didn't become the norm across the country. Let's go address Eric's other point about the gun show loophole. At this point, if a media outlet does say that there's a gun show loophole, then this should be malpractice and they should be immediately fired. This has been debunked so many times and in law, like over and over again. I cannot believe this keeps getting repeated. There is no gun show loophole. Since 1938, quote, "Persons selling firearms have been required to obtain a federal firearms license. If a dealer sells a gun from a storefront, from a room in his home, or from the table at a gun show, the rules are exactly the same. Authorization from the FBI for the sale only after the FBI runs its instant background check. And this, in the United States, is the only product for which the FBI permission is required for every single sale," unquote. And let's talk about these lobbyists buying up Congress people. Well, based on the money given by lobbyists to politicians, I don't know why I would run Republican. Because if you're a Democrat, you could see some money hikes up to $33 million. But Ben, the NRA still gives money to some campaigns. Yeah, they do, about $3 million. Yeah, I think I'll go with the teachers union. And next, Mr. Eric Church, who obviously has never been to a gun show to purchase anything his entire life. What policies would have stopped the Las Vegas shooter? What regulations or laws, could we put in place to have prevented this? Well, according to Democratic Congresswoman Dianne Feinstein, who's a Democrat in California, one of the strictest gun law places in the entire United States, she says nothing. No law would have prevented this from happening. Why? Because criminals do bad things and they don't follow the rules. Here's the thing. The NRA is just the latest leftist scapegoat for the belief that no one is actually responsible for their own actions. Everyone should be allowed to blame someone else because we are all perfect. Well, here's the thing. I think I know who to blame when Eric Church's record sales completely drop off the face of the earth. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. All right, so if you enjoyed that video, please consider becoming a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.